Lakini hakuna mtu anaweza kukuuliza kwa nyumba. Si uko sawa? Unajuanga ile party ya daddy ya Danko? Kaji, ebu do it for me.
Hakuna nilikuwa nikakufanyia. Ara kataka punka panka kataka nataka ara kataka pum. Toliye to kangi demo. Ara kataka pum pantaka tika paka ara kataka punka.
Abina. Mambo lakini
poa sana man.
Manze, first of all tuko hapa hivi because wasanii mna complain. Dozi iko wapi? Why are we here?
I think the biggest issue that is affecting artists is the lack of structure in our industry, and because there's lack of structure, of course we are facing an issue whereby we are bleeding all over, as in where the pipeline is, where the money should go before it reaches the destination. There are some holes. Our defense is so porous, so that we are bleeding everywhere, that money is lost on the pipeline before reaching the destination. Yes. So we're trying to find solutions. Where are we going wrong? What's the mistake? Who is the culprit? Who is the person who is doing that? Who is the abuser and all that? So sometimes it's not about complaining per se, but it's just finding a solution to whatever is happening and coming together, sitting down and agreeing. Because you see, at the end of the day, it's more about stakeholders. And stakeholders, people forget that stakeholders is the artists, presenters, corporates, government, and all these things. So when we call the media, sometimes it's just more of us saying whatever we feel or where the problem is. It's not complaining per se, but just lobbying. You know, you must lobby. You can lobby silently or you can lobby loudly. Yes. Yeah.
For those years, Daddy Owen, for the decades that you've been in the industry, bado, you're not getting enough money?
Okay, for me, and this is what I was trying to say there. Sometimes when you see us being very vocal about the music industry, sometimes mostly it's not about even us per se, but for the next generation. Because I know our small brothers want to become musicians. Yes. We know, I meet so many young people in this. Whenever I travel, I go to Kisii, I go to Kisumu, I go to Eldoret. I meet young people say they want to be musicians. Yeah. I feel so pity. I feel so sorry for them, because I always look at myself and I'm like, where I am right now, I'm in a position whereby I can make policy moves that can change the music industry, even for them to benefit. Because you see, for them, they look at the excitement, they look at the celebrity status and all that, but none is looking at the money and the foundation of everything. So when we are in this position where we can make policy moves, and at the policy level, we can control so many things. I believe it's our right, or in a position whereby we can fight even for the next generation. Sometimes it's not even for us. People forget it, that they feel like legends sometimes they are making noise because maybe they're suffering. Maybe we are not suffering. It's just more of how is the next generation? If we don't fight now, how will they survive? You understand? Sometimes you see even politicians who are not even fighting to be a politician right now, but they have a voice in society. And they say, this is what I can do, this is what I can change, this is what we need to do to make sure that things change. So me, I believe, with my experience, I've been a CMO for 3 years. With my experience, I know the loopholes, I know what can be changed, I know if we can come together, we can make all these things work for us.
What is the list that you want to share pata from, these CMOs? Yes.
It's not weird, because sometimes about 1,500, sometimes, and you see, when we see that, so many people don't need to know the explanation, or they don't even research to understand why is the artist getting 1,500. I'm not saying it's the right amount of money, but how? For me, the question is, sometimes we go to AGMs as artists and say we want artists to be paid equally. And if you say artists to be paid equally, you do the math, you'll find that if a CMO is collecting a certain amount, and then you divide by, let's say registered artists are 15,000, everyone to go home with a certain amount, you'll see, to be honest, the math is adding up. But the question is, why would someone give 1,500 and maybe they're not even active musicians? You understand? Just because they're in the register, why they get 1,500? Because that 1,500 that you're being paid is money that could be given to someone who's working hard, someone who is very active. So for me, I'm always very radical because I know where the loophole is and where the problem is, but we normally have this back and forth that doesn't help any of us. Yeah.
With the struggles zenye umeona, would you want your child to get into the industry?
Me in the first place, hata nilikuwa naambia mimi usema siko baya, but sionangi kama I can really push my son to become a musician. You understand? But you see, I'll never choose career for him ama nimdisaidie, because it depends with passion, na pia unaweza pata the influence that he sees in me and all that. Maybe they'll want to become a musician, but it's not something that I'll tell someone become a musician. But if everything is changed, I always say the first generation maybe face even worse situation than us. So you should not even keep complaining as if we're the only ones who are facing the challenges that we're facing right now. It's just for us to continue fighting. So maybe if everything changes, which that's why we're here, if we push for things to change, why not? You can become a musician. Yeah.
In other news, kienyeji umepata hujapata?
Sasa niko busy sana.
Nini?
Na mambo ni mingi.
Mambo gani mingi, Owen? Umerequest.
Mambo ni mingi. Hata sasa hiyo wacha nishughulike kwanza na kutafuta pesa. Hiyo mambo mengine kwanza. Okay, number one, I didn't know this thing will blow up to this level. For me, your friend
Elizabeth Ngigi, big up to you, girl.
Did an interview and asked me, "Are you dating?" And I was like, "I'm not dating." And then she asked me, when you plan start dating, who or what kind of a lady do you prefer? And I said, for me, right now, I want a God-fearing woman. I want a woman who was brought up in Ushago, in Shags. And of course, I want preference of color, someone who has a bit dark skin and all that. So I didn't say anywhere, mambo ya kienyeji. So I don't know if my description is a full description of a kienyeji, but for me, I just said, I want a God-fearing person, someone who's brought up in the village, and someone who's dark-skinned. Kenyans turned it to become that I'm looking for a kienyeji. So my question is, do you mean all dark-skinned ladies are kienyeji's? That's the question.
So you wanted a village woman.
So who said every village woman is a kienyeji? What's the definition of a kienyeji? So if I find a village woman who is light-skinned, is she a kienyeji or not?
What's your description of kienyeji?
No,
what is your description?
Mimi sina description ya kienyeji. Mimi sikusema mambo ya kienyeji. It's Kenyans who defined. Me, I said a woman who I'm looking for. And for them, they converted that just because I'm looking for a dark-skinned lady, a woman who's brought up in the village, and a God-fearing person, that's a kienyeji woman. They're the ones who say that, not me. So my question is, if I find someone who's been brought up in the village and she's light-skinned, is she kienyeji or not?
She is still kienyeji, but where Daddy Owen, all of a sudden unaniambia, I am busy, yet you're requesting to get such a woman.
I didn't request. Liz asked me if when utarudi kwa kiwanja, utarudi manakaje. So for me, I said, if I'll go back to start dating, I'll look for a God-fearing woman. I look for a woman who has been brought up in the village and a dark-skinned lady. That's all I said. I didn't say, guys, apply. I didn't say that. It's only guys now, after reading all that, they translated now, he's looking now. But maybe I'm not looking now. I said, because he asked me, if you can hear that interview correctly, I said, when I'll be ready. Yeah.
And of course you told Ali that over 1,000 people have right now ni wamefika wangapi?
I can't even count because it's crazy. The numbers are it's just becoming crazy. Everywhere I go, hata nikimit my waiter wananiambia nasikia natafuta. I'm like, hey guys, man, it's not this serious. For me, it was just more of, I said when I'll be ready, I'll look for someone. But right now, you see, the worst thing is, I don't want people to feel like I'm taking advantage of people's emotions, because I know there are women, there are ladies out. In fact, in box yangu nilikuwa so shocked kuna watu wenye hata I can't describe them to that level. Unaona tu ni mtu politician, celebrity, you understand? And they are there, and you're like, okay, so this issue is bigger than what I thought. Everyone is like, I want to settle, I believe I'm ready, you understand? All these stories, I've seen all these stories, but I'm just like, I don't want to I don't want people to feel like I'm taking advantage. I'm playing around with people's emotions because I didn't say anyone to apply, man. Yeah.
Who are these celebrities and politicians that want you?
No, that I can't mention, man. That I can't mention. I can't mention.
But Owen, soko unarudi lini kwa sababu sasa it's you're on demand.
I'm still so busy, man.
Yeah, so
I'm still so busy.
You can approximate for us so that for those people who just want to audition, they know when you are going back to the market.
Mambo ya roho, uweze kia roho timetable. Mambo ya roho uweze ka timetable. But when I'll be ready, you'll know.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys know how to dig out when you know. When I'll be ready, you guys will know. But right now, I'm still so busy.
Yeah. Pala KOT, for lack of a better word, walikuwa nasema, umekula all the city girls, you're going to the village girls. I'm sorry, but yeah. See mimi ni KOT.
Hiyo story walitoa wapi?
Sasa sijui si ulitaka kienyeji. Kienyeji yako in the village.
Mimi nilipeana definition. Nyinyi mambo ya kienyeji nyinyi mlikama hapa na. Mimi nilipeana definition. I don't know if that definition suits a kienyeji girl, but that was my definition. Yeah. So, it doesn't mean that ni kama useme right now I want to date someone from abroad. It doesn't mean that umechina na wa Kenya wote. Hapana, it's just more of, it's a preference. Yeah. It's chenye mambo ya roho nimekuwa mambo ya roho. Hatuwezi amua mambo ya roho.
Yeah. But I know daddy you're tired of city women. Kanairo ni kubaya.
I can't say I'm tired. I'm just more of right now maybe is my age or is my experience of what I've seen. So I'm just like right now I need something. And let me tell you something. It doesn't mean that I can okay, I don't want to use that one. It doesn't mean that a woman or a lady who has been brought up in shags, they're not learned. They're learned. They know what they want. You understand? They know what they want. They're bright. You understand? It's not like I'm looking for a house help. I'm looking for someone who, of course, they've gone to school, someone who know what they want, someone who, they have their own standards and they have their own qualities. So it doesn't mean that I'm looking for someone who is a pushover or anything. No, it's just maybe for the reasons that I know I was brought up in shags, in the village, it will be easier maybe for me to connect with them. But it doesn't mean that Nairobi women are bad women. No, they're not bad.
Yeah. Christmas tunaenda wapi?
Bado mapema tujui, bado mapema. Bado mapema tujui. Bado mapema.
Yeah. Unaenda Chrissy unaendanga Oshago?
Ina depend. Yeah. Sometimes mwenda Oshago, sometimes mwenda holiday, so ina depend.
Ama sometimes una perform, right?
Ina depend. So for me right now it's still early to predict where I'll be in Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daddy Owen, we are rooting for you. Thank you so much. Asante sana.
Kwanza unakuanga true sana. True kabisa. Sawa, you're welcome.
Right.
Usinipake makeup.
Lakini hakuna mtu anaweza kukuuliza kwa nyumba. Uko sawa?
Anataka